Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to another awesome episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. Today is Friday, May the 15th, and it's episode 6 of season 6. Thanks for tuning in and nerding out with us today, you guys. On today's Nerd News Update, comedian Ted Alexandro drops a brand new comedy special from his house. Epic Games gives a live preview of the PlayStation 5 gameplay footage. Tekashi69 is trolling on IG Live, which is so fucking him. Boosie is in the hot seat for saying that he has allowed grown women to have sex with the boys in his family, and Little Richard and Betty White have passed. On today's Rona Watch, Georgia will be opening clubs, bars, and concert venues on May the 31st. And the World Health Organization warns that this virus may never go away. So tune in, nerd out, on today's episode of Urban Nerd.
Hey, it's your boy Spaceship, man. I got a new podcast out I want y'all to subscribe to, bro. It's called Urban Nerd Weekly, available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play Music. My
Spaceship back up in the shit. I just snacks and couple beats. I'm about to hit the stick, so go and follow me on Twitch. Now watch me crank that herb. Now watch me crank that herb. Watch me crank that herb. Now watch me crank that herb.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Space, man. Welcome to yet another episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. Once again, I say to you guys, thank you for tuning in and nerding out with us once again, as we do every week, except for those 2 weeks in between seasons and shit, which is only happening like 4 times a year. So in total, I only take a month off of this show, or 2 months off the show out of the year, and that's cumulative. However, of course, recently I've taken a pretty decent sized hiatus on account of the birth of my beautiful bouncing baby boy nerd. And also, of course, the hiatus had already started before he was born. So yeah, definitely been out the game for a minute. But last week I made up for all that, dropped 5 episodes on y'all faces and shit. So yeah, man, we right back up to speed. So a couple announcements. Once again, I'd like to announce that, on the Urban Nerd Weekly SoundCloud page, is one of the pages that you can subscribe to the show on if you haven't already. We now have a donate button. If you guys want to donate to the cause, anything helps, man. 50 cents, $1, you know what I'm saying? Anything helps. If 1,000 people give me 50 cents, I will be one of the happiest people on earth. That's a nice size little movement right there. Considering that an iTunes single costs $1, I'll actually be doing better than a lot of musicians if 1,000 people donated 50 cents for Urban Nerd Weekly. But yeah, so shouts out to big Donnie Abercrombie. I'm sorry. Damn, Donnie is his brother. Shouts out to Bobby Abercrombie for being the first to donate to the cause, and I hope that other people follow suit so we can turn this show into something truly, truly amazing, elevated from what it already is. And that's all I got to say about the shameless self-promotion of our donate button. Another announcement, Urban Nerd Weekly is now about to be a part of a new podcast network called Podcast City Network. Make sure y'all check out podcastcity.com and be on the lookout for your boy, myself, my interview for the Chris Carter show. Actually, I think I might be able to swing getting Nano Kitty Cat onto the interview also. Just haven't, straightened it all out yet. But if you guys haven't checked it out yet, make sure you guys check out the Chris Carnage Show. It's a podcast, and I'll be doing an interview on it really, really soon. I'll give y'all more details as they fold out. But just go ahead and check his show out, man. It's really awesome, and if you like sports, boom. Perfect show for you guys. I was actually thinking about starting an Urban Sports Weekly type show, but now that I'm in this podcasting network, or now that the show's in this podcasting network, I think we'll just kind of divert all the energy that would have did to kind of getting that show a little bit more notoriety, and then we can kind of cross it up from there. But that's all the announcements for today. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of things, I want to remind everybody to subscribe to the show if you haven't already. We're available on all podcasting platforms except for Spotify, so you can catch us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn, Outcast, Shoutbox, all that, and of course SoundCloud, like I just mentioned. But yeah, man, subscribe, leave comments, rate the show, anything you feel like doing always helps with the movement, and we appreciate it 10 times over. I also like to remind you guys to follow the show on social media, especially the big three, that being Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Urban Nerd Weekly. No underscores, no spaces, no dashes, except, there's a space here. Was here now. Also, make sure you guys follow Nano Kitty Cat on social media. She is at Nano_Kitty_Cat on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you're looking for her on Facebook, y'all can find her at Kitty Cat Nano 1, which is her official Facebook page. And you can find a link to it if it's hard to find and search, you can always find a link to it on the Urban Nerd Weekly Facebook page. And yeah, all that awesome sauce. Last but not least, can't forget about myself. Y'all can follow me on the big three, that being once again Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and pretty much every other social media site that's ever existed currently and before, including MySpace. You go back to MySpace, you put in @SpaceWasHere, it's gonna come up my old shit. I mean, got no new shit on there, but it's still my old shit. So if you wanted to look at my old shit and go on MySpace, go for it, bitch. But yeah, man, so all @SpaceWasHere, SPAYCEWUZHERE, no underscores, no dashes, no spaces, of course. And like I said, of course, the spaces at the beginning. See what I did there? But yeah, like I said, on pretty much all social media platforms, this SpaceWasHere. The only one that's different is Snapchat, which is A1 Space. So if you fucking with the Snap, y'all can holler at me on there, A1 Space. But yeah, man, we're gonna slide right on into today's digital download. In the book section, dropping on May the 12th, which was a couple days ago, we got Shiner by Amy Jo Burns. We got Deal with the Devil by Kid Rocha. On May the 14th, we got the Minute I Saw You by Paige Toon. In the movie section, we got Blood and Money, and we also got Proximity, both available on video on demand, and they drop today, May the 15th, of course. In the music section, we got Nav with Good Intentions, the deluxe version, coming out on May 11th. We got Futuristic still on the rise, coming out May 12th. And on May the 15th, which of course is today, we got Forehead with The Chill, Polo G with The Goat, Money Bag Yo with Time Served Deluxe Edition, and you got Future with How of Life. Once again, all dropping today, so go ahead and check that out on all the streaming platforms and all that good shit. In the comedy section of today's digital download, that dropped May 12th, this was a couple days ago, once again, we got Ted Alexandro with Stay at Home Comedian. Now, this is really some new shit, because we are actually going to be talking about it in today's Nerd News Update, but this guy, and keep in mind, I know the person who really started doing the comedy specials on YouTube first, so I already know who the real deal starter with that shit is. But Ted Alexandro is dropping this stay-at-home comedian special to help support people who have been found innocent but don't have money to pay bail right now during the COVID-19. He's donating all the proceeds from stay-at-home comedian to that. And his special is actually a compilation of his lives on Instagram and Twitter and such the like. He compiled them all together into one nice little flow of a stand-up comedy special. Another comedy special dropping on May 12th, also going to be available on YouTube. We got Mark Norman with Out to Lunch, and this is also, once again, a 100% free YouTube comedy special, which, of course, once y'all hear about, the other content we got to talk about later, y'all will see that this is definitely a real deal ass fucking trend that's going on right now. Last but not least, in today's digital download, in the video game section, we got Signs of Sojourner, available on May 14th on PC. We got Trackmania on PC, Those Who Remain on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, and Hatsune Miku, Project Diva, Megamix, available on Switch. All titles available on May the 14th, which was yesterday. So yeah, that was all for today's digital download. Now it's time for returning segment Nerd Money. Now, Nerd Money used to be like a whole episode we did, and then I didn't do like a Nerd Money for a couple of seasons. And now I think in this time of an economic crisis, nothing is more paramount to bring back the Nerd Money. So on today's segment edition of Nerd Money, we're going to be talking Well, basically, I'm just gonna present the 3 apps used for intro investing. Now, these aren't serious, super duper, you know what I'm saying, complicated stock trading apps. These are just some simple investment apps that take very small amounts of money and let you buy fractions of a share. And, you know, eventually it kind of gets you in the game. You know what I mean? It shows you how it all works, and it's supposed to lead to bigger and better investing and, you know, help you with your life and shit. So, one of the first ones that we're going to talk about is Acorn. Now, Acorn, I spoke about it first because I like the fact that it basically just takes your spare change, that money you were going to spend anyway, and it, like, basically, let's say you spent $8.36, right? Okay, so you got another 66 cents before you hit $9, right? Well, it takes that difference and invest that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Basically, you give a little money to invest with every time you swipe. Other apps that allow you to do fractions of a share are Robinhood, and of course, we can't forget about Stash. Now, there are a couple of other apps that will allow you to do it, but these are some really good intro apps. And if you already have Cash App, there's as of the last couple of months, there's an option for you to even start investing with as little as $1 on Cash App with certain stocks and shit like that. So if you're looking in that direction, that's one of the ways that I would suggest you start. And then on next edition of Nerd Money, we're actually going to talk about a couple of more apps that allow you to do that. And then we're going to talk about ways to get started and some really cool things to look at when you're deciding what you're going to invest your money in. Even if it's just 25 cents, you still want to develop good decision-making habits with your money when it comes to investing it. And that's all for today's Nerd Money segment. We're gonna move right along, tell you about some of our other content out there before we talk about today's Nerd News update. So Nano Kitty Cat, as you guys have noticed, hasn't been on a lot of episodes lately, and that's because we're doing the whole social distancing thing, and plus money's real tight, so transportation becoming a little bit of an issue. Like I said, some of the donations that we've gotten thus far on the SoundCloud page for Urban Nerd Weekly have definitely helped out a lot, and that have definitely contributed to some improvements that you guys will be seeing later on in this season and definitely at the beginning of next season. But since she hasn't been on episodes like that lately, we've decided to give her own segment on the Urban Nerd Weekly Facebook page called Kitty's Corner. And don't forget, you guys can also check out her Storytime series on the aforementioned Facebook page that we told you guys about of hers. As far as I go, I got new comedy music on the way. Got some new parodies, new funny freestyles, all kind of shit. You know, shit I know y'all know I normally hit y'all with. Plus, I got a new YouTube comedy special coming myself. Yes, I know it sounds like I'm just trying to join the wave, but I've actually been thinking about doing a YouTube comedy special since I was in like the 12th grade. I kind of thought about doing a comedy special just for YouTube when I first heard about YouTube in high school, but I didn't think that, you know what I'm saying, that would go over that well. Well, now, you know, a comedian by the name of Von Roberts, I know, has been dropping some real heat on YouTube as far as his own independently produced comedy specials. And plus, I told you guys about on the digital download how 2 comedians that have a bit of a bigger name than both of us are dropping YouTube exclusive specials. So I feel like that's kind of the way that things were already going, and it just lines up with what I kind of wanted to do anyway. Because, I mean, when you're first coming out as a comedian, nobody's really gonna buy your shit, and it's less, and then even if they stream it, they don't usually stream you unless they've heard of you before. So it's hard to get your foot in the game sometimes because you gotta get people to listen to something they never heard before, and that's more challenging to get people to listen to shit they already know they don't like, believe it or not. But yeah, so new comedy special coming, new comedy music on the way. Make sure you guys check out the snack pack. All my current parodies and funny freestyles are on there. Comedy music galore. And also check out my YouTube page, man. Got a plethora of videos dropping, and all videos Well, okay, so some of the videos are available in full on Instagram, and other of my YouTube videos are like in the abridged version on Instagram. So, you know what I'm saying? Just follow me on both, and you can kind of catch all the content or whatever. But that's all as far as our other content floating around out there on the web is concerned. Right about now, we're going to slide on into today's Nerd News Update. As I told you guys during the digital download, my guy Ted Alexandro has a new comedy special on YouTube that's for free. Actually available everywhere online because that's where it's made on. It's available free via YouTube and other social media sites because it was made on social media. It's called Stay at Home Comedian. And it's a comedy special compiled of a bunch of lives that he did while under quarantine. And he edited together the best bits into a comedy special meant to be enjoyed by his fans and anyone that that would enjoy it. Not to mention the proceeds go to a good cause. Right off of his own website, tedalexandro.com, my new comedy special, Stay at Home Comedian, is premiering today. It was shot entirely in my apartment on Instagram Live. It will be streaming free on YouTube, Facebook, and IGTV. If you're able and inclined, please make a donation to COVID Bailout NYC. Your donation will go to the Emergency Release Fund, a National Bail Fund Network member fund located in New York City to help them get medically vulnerable people incarcerated in local jails pre-trial out as quickly as possible. I don't think he wrote that. I think he meant to say to help people who are medically vulnerable and incarcerated and sitting in pre-trial get out as quickly as possible. Alright, so yeah, but all in all, he's trying to help, he's trying to help people who basically in jail. Like they locked up and they need to go to a pre-trial or whatever they need to do to make like bail or bond, or I don't know how this shit works. I ain't never really been in the system like that. But I know at some point, if shit like this happen and you stuck in part of the system, you stuck in that part of the system. So he trying to put some money together to help those folks out. So if you feel so inclined, please donate at tedalexandro.com. Next piece of nerd news today, Tekashi 6ix9ine been trolling on IG Live now that he's been free and got a #1 hit song again with Gooba. Trolling all over IG Live, talking mad shit, talking about people who also snitch. Like now he's trying to snitch on snitches. Like the world is just in a tizzy right now. We got a President Orange Man and Tekashi Rainbow 6ix9ine as some of the biggest entities, like biggest personalities of the year thus far. Like, not to mention, he's like trying to get music videos shot in his backyard and all kinds of crazy shit. This fool done made his way out of jail and then figured he gonna use this pandemic to get the life back to normal because everybody on lockdown, so fuck it. It's just like he in jail anyway. So, make sure y'all check out that video and, please leave a comment on what y'all think about the fact that Tekashi is out of jail and back to shit, basically business as usual. You know what I'm saying? And some other, music nerd news, Boosie is in the hot seat for allegedly confessed on social media for allowing grown women to molest the boys in his family. Like, to basically, he got him he gets grown women to have sex with young boys like 12, 13 years old, to basically take their virginity for him or whatever. And that's like, alright, so I know how y'all might feel about my opinion, but this is my show, so I'm gonna say it. It ain't that I feel... It's not like I wholly disagree with what he did. I just think it's weird as shit that he felt comfortable saying that kind of shit in, like, an interview setting or a publication. Like, or even, and then I count social media as such, because it's almost like anytime you speak it's just like you did an interview. So, that's weird that you would say that. You know what I mean? But whatevs. So, damn, Bootsy, like, maybe you should let, like, maybe you should be one of those rappers that let your publicist handle all your social media and shit, cause they not screening that shit you saying. They just letting this. They let Boosie say. I mean, it's cool. I love freedom of speech, and Boosie is fucking hilarious. But they just this motherfucker just be saying whatever whenever sometime. You know, we should give Boosie a TV show though. I feel like that would be a great way for us to enjoy Boosie even more right now. Is if Boosie had a reality show. I don't know what the show would be about. But Lil Boosie needs his own fucking reality show, because that would be some hilarious ass television to watch right there. I don't care who the fuck you are, you will be able to enjoy that shit. On a sad note, we are in the same week saying goodbye forever to rock and roll legend Little Richard, as well as R&B legend Betty Wright. They're both being remembered over this week, for they have passed, and we are very thankful, and shouts out to them, their families, and well, I don't know, I don't want to say shouts out, that's weird. Condolences to their family at their loss, like, you know what I mean? So we can only, as people, say that we are very thankful for their contributions to music, and we hope that, you know what I'm saying, their music can partially help immortalize them. You know, that's part of what we do this for, right? We want to be remembered long after you should be remembered, and that's love, because when people remember you that long, you know you left a good impression. But yeah, man, so rest in peace to Little Richard and Betty Wright. In gamer news, Epic Games, they showed off a live PS5 gameplay footage, and it was pretty fucking dope. I got to see some clips of the shit. Like, the Epic Game demo was called Lumen in the Land of the Nanite, and doesn't appear to show any real game. Instead, it's gameplay footage rendered in the new Unreal Engine 5, just to show how powerful the PlayStation 5 really is. So it wasn't actually, you know, live gameplay footage. It was rendered with the Unreal Engine 5. So hopefully we'll be able to see some real gameplay shit going on real soon. But until then, we're gonna have to basically use this little footage to be able to tell what it's gonna kind of look like once the game starts. But it looked realistic as shit though. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like PlayStation, because PlayStation, in my opinion, has always had better games than Xbox, but Xbox has always had better graphics. And I always felt like, you know, if PlayStation ever got graphics that were on par with Microsoft's Xbox graphics, the game was going to be over. And it looks like they've come very close to being able to do so on this particular gaming system. So only time will tell, but I'll be very, very interested to see, you know what I'm saying, how that in particular holds up come November when the PS5 drops, because then we'll be able to play the game and of course see all kinds of extra shit that we can't play or afford to do online when people post their videos that they doing this shit. So big shouts out to Sony. I can't wait for the PS5 to drop. Hopefully I'll be saved up enough coins and change and shillings to be able to get a PS5 and jump my gaming verse into the whole new decade, because I've been behind so long. But yeah, that's all for today's Nerd News Update. On today's Rona Watch, which is just basically the extension of the Nerd News Update, my hometown of Georgia is decided that on May the 31st, they will be opening bars, clubs, and concert venues on May the 31st. And that sparked an outrage with a lot of Georgia residents, because they don't feel like it is safe to go out anymore. And it's crazy, because a lot of the people that don't feel like it's safe to go out anymore are the same people that didn't want to sit down and stay in the house in the first place. They was like, oh, this is not real. And then motherfuckers just dying left and right. They're like, oh, this shit real. So now they're finna stay at home. And now Georgia's like, hey, Brian Kemp's like, hey, y'all, we just gonna let all the shit open. Like, they opened up some other shit, like last week's, like nail salons and shit like that, and tattoo parlors. Now they're trying to open up like bars, clubs, and concert venues. Which, of course, like as a comedian, that makes me kind of happy, because I'd love to get back on stage. It's been forever. But at the same time, like, is it time to do that? Like, is it too early? Like, I don't want to be one of the people that's get swept up in a wave of everybody goes out, and then you know, a bunch of people catch this shit, And I be swept up in being one of them is because, you know what I'm saying, we decided to just go outside too early. I don't want to be in that number. But at the same time, I can't go without acknowledging the fact that this shit seems kind of racially targeted. They opening up all the places that niggas love going to for recreation, and I just can't help but acknowledge that because it's so ironic. It's like they using, once again, black people as the test subjects. Let all the niggas go out and live life like it ain't shit, and we gonna see, you know, what happens to them over time. So if they don't start getting sick, then we can go out. But if them motherfuckers start dropping like flies, we're gonna all stay the fuck back in the house. And yeah. I dead ass feel like that. And this is all happening right as the World Health Organization warns that the virus may never go away. Now here's the thing, it's a virus. It's already been here. So suffice to say, telling me that it may never go away doesn't really have that much of an effect because it's been here longer than I've known of its existence. Why the fuck was that such a tongue twister? But yeah. So it's been here longer than I know about, and now that I know about it, you saying it may never go away doesn't mean anything, and not to mention, I know it's not gonna go away. If y'all could have got rid of it, y'all'd be doing that shit by now. You know what I mean? But all this is happening at the same time that places like Georgia and other states are reconsidering opening up all the places in their towns and cities and stuff like that, and nobody feels like it's safe. Like, y'all got everybody good and shook now. Nobody wants to fucking go outside anymore. And it's not like people aren't going out. But people don't want to be out like we used to be out. Like, when I go out and I see too many people, like, when I go out now, it actually feels weird to see a bunch of people because I'm used to all that clear traffic. I done got used to and spoiled by all that clear-ass traffic and shit. But now, when I go out and I see people out, I'll be trying to figure out, what are we doing? Like, are we going to stay in? Are we going to go out? Like, do we all the way go back to normal? Or do we just kind of ride shit out how it is now? Like, I don't know. Then what is normal anymore? Like, you know what I'm saying? What about all the shit that could be happening in the future? Like, there's a very real possibility that decontamination units will be a very real part of your life, people. What is it? That is whenever you enter into a building or a residence or maybe even a vehicle, like, you got to be decontaminated before you're cleared to be in a clear airspace because there's just so much toxic shit like viruses and radioactivity, isotopes, and all kind of bullshit going on outside of your house. You gotta wear a hazmat suit going on. Like, this is what it's turned into, man. Dystopian future shit. And the corporate oligarchy is going to slowly amass itself, and the next thing you know, we're gonna all be a part of that futuristic ass movie where one company runs everything and everybody hates this shit, but you can't say nothing because they'll fucking shoot you. And I'm not like a conspiracy theorist. That's just a very real possibility because of humans and our psychology. That is unchecked, inevitably where we end up. Unless, like, you know, righteousness arrives and, you know, good prevails or whatever. Some bullshit like that. I don't know. But, yeah. So, make sure y'all drop a comment. Let me know how y'all feel about, you know, Georgia or maybe somewhere else where you live at that is deciding to open up before it seems like a good time to open up. And, you know, let us know how you feel about that, man. Make sure you can either hit us up on social media at the Urban Nerd Weekly social media sites. You hit me and Nano Kitty Cat up on social media, of course, and without question, y'all could definitely leave comments on all the podcasts, whatever podcasting platform you've chosen to listen to the show on. But yeah, that's all we got for today's Rona Watch. Before we move forward, I want to remind you guys about some of our sponsors. Big shouts out to Marketing the Pie Studios. When it comes to marketing and especially media artists and asset management, y'all need to holler at MTP, Marketing the Pie Studios, man. Like, when it comes to how things are going in the world now, most people really deep down in their heart just want to focus on doing the one part of the game that they love, and we kind of want to work with somebody that we can trust to take care of all the other parts. So if you're a creator, then you want to stick to creating. It gets tough to create and then sit here and have to figure out how to market your material online to get it in front of the right people in order for it to be seen, for you to be able to get your message or your art out there the way that you should naturally be able to do so. Or let's say, you're a business person and you need content online in order to help increase the brand awareness for your business. But who has time when you are already running your own store or you're running your own business period and you have a facility to maintain and you already have employees to deal with? Who has time to try to sit there and pump out content and stay relevant? Why don't you leave that up to somebody like Marketing the Pie Studios, man? They're the perfect person, they're the perfect place, and the perfect thing for you and your business. So make sure you holler at those guys. Make sure you also check out Creative Customs on Instagram. They are a clothing and apparel customization service. They could get you clothes, they could customize you clothes, rapid turnaround time, everything could be fully customizable, shirt, shoes, accessory, socks, drawers, bras, and all. If you want it customized, holler at Creative Customs to customize it all. Big ass shouts out to Project South, new community outreach program we done linked up with in here in the city of Atlanta. And they are a movement building organization founded in 1986 to strengthen the community organization, develop accessible political education, and build people-centered infrastructure in the United States South. Based in Atlanta, Project South cultivates productive space for social movement leaders, organizations, and collaborations to build people power from the bottom up. Our work is informed by historical legacy and root cause analysis of our social and economic conditions. Project South recognizes the powerful role of media and communications in educating and activating our communities to work for racial, economic, and social justice, and remains committed to developing movement-driven communications infrastructure in the region. So, if y'all ain't interested yet, go ahead and just Google Project South real quick and y'all will find out they've been around for a minute and have been doing some great things for the black community, the urban community, the ethnic community as a whole, especially down here below the Mason-Dixon line, or like they like to call it, the Black Belt. And not to mention, I just had a great time chopping it up with some of the program directors over there, man, and we really just can't wait to get all of this positive information that they've bestowed upon us out to you guys, and help change the youth for a better place. But it all starts right at Project South. And last but not least, can't forget Sweet K's Cakery. When it comes to customized desserts, especially when it comes to cupcakes, cakes, and cake pops, when it comes, with stuff like that, you want to customize, especially for an event. It's a quick turnaround time, just like one of our other sponsors, very quick turnaround time. And them guys can get you whatever you want, man. You need a Star Wars cake for your nerdy husband's birthday, and let's just say your best friend has a baby shower coming up, and Or let's just say she's got a gender reveal coming up and you need somebody to make the cake that's going to reveal the gender. You could get all that, especially if you're doing that. You could be even better off, because then you can get a bundle deal for getting more than one product at a time and get a little discount and get all your needs met at one time. But you got to holler at Sweet K's Cakery first in order for that to happen to you. Make sure you look them up on Instagram, man. They'll hook you up. On today's, I forgot. We're about to roll on out. Well, I didn't forget we about to roll on out, but I almost forgot some of our friends that I wanted to shout out, especially Earth Gang, all of my Earth Gang members, Earthlings gang member. Earth Gang, that's a rappers, JIDs, that's his whole crew, and shout out to them and everything. But we doing a whole different little thing over here. So shout out to all my Earthlings gang members, my boy Django Fett, my boy Greg Love, my boy Bobby Abercrombie. Shout out to Whom and May, him and his squad over there, whomandmay.com. Keeping motherfuckers informed as hell. Big shouts out to Cool Cutlass. Shout out check out Heartache PKB, his latest project out right now. But my man's got plenty more product coming real soon. He got like hella music dropping dead ass. Like I already seen so many previews and shit. He got more product that he could do anything with. Also a good shout out to my man Hitman the Hitmaker. But moving and shaking around the city a lot, and just dropped his Come Up EP, available on all platforms. That's like all mixtape platforms like Spin Real Little Live Mixtapes, Dat Piff. Well, I don't know if it's on. I think it is on Dat Piff, but you can also catch it out on Spin Real Little My Mixtapes. shit like that, and Apple Music and Spotify. So it's on kind of like the official and unofficial channels. My boy Von Roberts just dropped his latest EP, I Hit the Car Seat For You. Comedy special is available on YouTube in full format. You can also check out the audio versions on Apple Music and Spotify. You can also check out my boy Derek Sells at the Up Bus podcast. Big shouts out to over them. Big shout to those guys out over there. They ain't really even nerd related. I just been messing with Derek for a long time, and if you're really interested in learning about selling cars, or if you're looking to have somebody that's really informed to help you buy a car, y'all could check out my boy Derek Sells over at the Up Bus podcast, and they going live like twice a week right now, I think. So y'all gotta kind of hop on their shit because they moving real fast. Another big shouts out to the Chris Carnage Show. This new podcast I've been very interested in, so much so that I will be a guest host. I will be a guest on the podcast coming up real soon. I'll be telling y'all just exactly when the episode will be that y'all will be able to hit me on. We'll be doing the interview on there, because as I haven't announced it. Well, that is part of my announcement for the episode, is that Urban Nerd Weekly will be joining the Podcast City Network. Yes, that is right. We will be a part of the Podcast City Network. Y'all can actually check out podcastcity.com and all the amazing podcasts that's already a part of the roster, and we're getting everything finalized, so y'all will be able to see us on the lineup. And y'all make sure y'all tell everybody about Podcast City Network, that they about to be like the new extended family of Earthlings gang. So y'all, we can make sure y'all welcome these guys with open arms. And we're gonna be chopping it up with Chris Carnage real soon on the Chris Carnage Show. So I really can't wait. The show is starting to move along nicely. Everybody over here is excited. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot the biggest shouts out. One of the biggest generals in my army. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alicia. She over there, the head at Marketing the Pie Studios. Shout out to my boy Mega. He over there, you know what I'm saying, making the silent business moves that keep everybody moving good and everything like that. And of course, the one of the newer leaders in the Earthlings gang army, of course, Nano Kitty Cat. Y'all already know she been killing the game for a couple of seasons here on the Urban Nerd Weekly podcast. Now she got her own segment on the Urban Nerd Weekly podcast Facebook channel, Facebook page. So y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all seen her grow and elevate. She's fucking hilarious. We're gonna be working on some more projects together outside of the show. So yeah, man, it's a real exciting time over here at Urban Nerd Weekly, man. I can't wait for you guys to see everything we got coming. But for right now, my name is Space. I was here, but now I'm